Hey guys, welcome to our Monday, Tuesday video for week 2 of May curriculum. Looking forward to teaching you guys some fun stuff today. But before we get going, you got to get yourself warmed up. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, pivot front ups, 10 on each side, and then finish up with 30 seconds of jogging with high knees or mountain climbers, something like that. So get yourself warmed up and we'll get going. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so first thing we're going to review today is our front kick. The 4 parts of the kick are the chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. Remember, we are using our front leg. If we were using our back leg, it would be called a pivot front kick, but it's not a pivot front kick that we're doing. It's just front kick, meaning using our front leg. All right, so one of the keys to getting the kick done well is that good chamber. Okay, and I know we worked on the chamber last time we covered this, getting that knee up nice and high with your foot flexed and ready to stomp out there. Okay, if I chamber right here like this, my foot is back and it's also floppy. When I go to kick, it's gonna hit against my target with the top of my foot and my toes, and that's not gonna feel well at all. Right, so if I chamber like this and then kick out, that is not going to feel good if I'm kicking as hard as I can, which I should be anytime I kick. So you want to make sure that you chamber with that foot up and flexed, ready to stomp out, because it's the bottom of your foot that's going to hit the target, push through the toes, okay? Hit and push and retract, set it back down. Okay, so now we did our kicks in the air last time, going nice and slow, practicing those 4 parts. Now we're going to actually kick something. So at home, if you guys have a kicking shield, or if you have some kind of bag like this, or if you just have those square punch mitts, right? A person can hold the punch mitt out like this. You've got to be very careful with your targeting. That means you look where you're kicking and you hit in the same spot every time. So now I want you to practice actually kicking an object, and when you kick, you don't want to set the foot on it and lean, because that's not a kick, okay? The idea is that you chamber up, snap it out, and pull it back, okay? I see some kids, when they start kicking an object like this, they go like this, and then you're falling over and losing your balance. Maybe you'll kick the bag over, but that was a terrible kick to begin with. Okay, so it's really important that you keep the weight on your back foot as you kick, pull it back out, okay? The power for your kick comes from leaning back, driving the hips forward. It doesn't come from leaning forward into it and pushing, right? So getting that knee up nice and high, focus on your target, snap it out there, bring it back, set it right back where you started. When we're doing these front kicks, you actually have to be standing a little closer to the bag or kicking an object than you might realize. So make sure you're standing in nice and close, because if I'm too far away and I can barely reach it, right? So you're in nice and close, pop it out there, bring it back. All right, so I want you to practice hitting an object with those front kicks. Make sure you're using your front leg every time. Sometimes we do 1 or 2, and then we start setting our foot behind us, and now that's becoming a pivot front kick. So make sure you keep setting it down in front and right back to the front and back. So right in the front, using the front foot every time. Do 10. Well, actually, let's do 15 on each side. Get a good workout in. 15 kicks on each side using the front leg. Ready, set, go. Okay, next thing we're going to work on is our groin slap. It is part of the headlock defense that we started learning last week in the last video. And I want us to practice isolating just the groin slap, because this is such an important strike in order for this escape to work successfully. This is a strike to the groin, to the privates. It's meant to injure the person that's holding you so that they're not thinking so much about squeezing on tightly and keeping you under control. The idea is you start smacking them so that they're like, oh no, right? They start to loosen up, they bend over a little bit, and that's when you have your chance to slip under and do that escape under their arm, okay? So when we go for the groin slap, we are still gonna do the grab and turtle, and then we're gonna step to the side. And when we go for our slap, it's important that we don't just go like this, because that's not gonna hurt them. What I want you to think about is reaching out as far as you can with your arm all the way straight, and then you gotta swing straight down right alongside your body, because if you go out here like this, you're not gonna be hitting their groin. You're just gonna be hitting them maybe in the side and the hip, and that's not gonna hurt them like you need it to. You need your arm to swing straight down and back, so that if they're standing here, that slap goes straight down through and under their groin, okay? So if you have a bag like this or any kind of punching bag that you can stand in front of and then hit, that's great. If you guys don't have a bag, what you can do is have your mitt straight behind, right? So hold the mitt out straight behind the student so that they have to step to the side and then go for the slap. And try to hold that mitt in about groin height, okay? And then keep it right there. It's important that you feel where you're hitting. You may not be able to see it, but even if you're tucked in and you're kind of looking out the corner of your eye and you can see where their feet are, you can have a good guess of where that groin is gonna be, okay? Because we don't want to just swing willy-nilly. Oh, because that's not hitting the groin. That's not where it's going to hurt them, right? It's straight up and back, straight up and back. And then we hit hard. We don't want to just use our arm, but really, I'm turning the hips and then turning the hips as I come back as well. And yelling, no, no, right? Hitting as hard as you can with your hand open. It is not a hammer fist, and it's not anything else you could do with your hand. It's hand wide open and going straight back. So your hand is the paddle and it's going all the way through, up and under between their legs, okay? That is why you need to practice safety. If you have someone holding the mitt for you, mitt holder, hold it out like this. That way if they miss, it's not gonna actually come and get to you, right? So hold it out and away from your body of their. But what I want you to be sure and do is be straight behind them so that they need to step to the side and then big giant slaps. Make sure you're reaching the arm all the way out straight. None of this stuff. We're not just swinging our elbow at the elbow. It's swinging at the shoulder as big and hard as you can, okay? So once you get really good at the targeting, start slow, kind of gentle, so you can feel it, feel how it goes. Once you're getting pretty good at hitting it every time, that's when I want you to practice going really hard. I want you to practice doing like 3 or 4 really hard ones at a time, right? Go, no, 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 and then reset, turtle, step, no, 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 reset, and then go again, right? And I want you to do that 6 times, okay? Where you reset, grab and turtle, step, and slap. Big giant slaps, 3 or 4 at a time, then reset. Take a deep breath. After you've done 6, I want you to also practice going the other way. Sometimes it might be somebody who's left-handed that's grabbing you. I know that's not as common as using their right arm, but it's good to be able to practice going either way. Remember, we want to step towards the arm that they're grabbing us with, right? Because if the right arm comes around and we step this way, they'll just be able to cinch it in tighter. So if we feel their hand is over here, right, then we want to step away from where that hand is. Step, grab and turtle, okay? And then, remember, stay in close to your body. We don't want to swing out like that. That's not hitting their groin. Straight out, straight back, All right? So once you've done 6 going one way, boom, boom, then switch to 6 going the other way. Okay? Nice and big, straight out, straight back. Big, giant arm swing. That's the biggest thing I want you to work on. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so last thing we're going to have you work on today is high blocks, okay? Remember, high blocks are snapping up fast and hard. The idea that I want you to think about most today is the timing of when that high block gets up there, because you want your high block traveling up and meeting the strike at the same time that it's coming down, okay? Because if I put my block up there and then it comes down, my arm's gonna smack into my head. Or if I wait too long, then I'm gonna miss, right? Or if I go too soon, I go too far, and they still hit me. So it's kind of, it's a thing that takes practice. And so what I want you to do is practice being in your ready stance, staying in your ready stance, keeping your hands right here, and you don't move your hands until the strike is coming down. Once that strike is coming down, I want you to practice the timing of meeting it right before it gets to your head, okay? So starting slowly with your partner who is helping you, they're gonna start with nice slow strikes, and your goal is to meet the timing at the same time and stopping right above your head, right where your arm needs to be. You gotta get that elbow up nice and high. Doesn't matter which arm you use. You could even do kind of a slow pattern, but working on that timing. Don't just get your arm up here and wait for the hit. You have to meet the hit at the same time. And so starting out slow timing. As you get more comfortable with the timing, have the strikes come a little faster and a little faster, working on snapping it up. Right now, I don't want them to start going like this, because then you're not blocking, but right, speed it up so that you can practice meeting it at the same speed. Okay, so practicing the timing of those high blocks. Meet it at the top. Don't get to the top and wait for it, because then it'll smack your own head. So the timing of meeting the block at the top is really what I want you to focus on today. Have some fun with that. Spend a minute or two with your partner, starting slow. And as you get more comfortable, coming in a little faster. Don't make it the speed drill like this, but just the speed of how you're swinging your arm. Okay? And give them a chance to block nice and hard. All right? If you're worried about how hard they're blocking, put a mitt on your hand and come over the top with the mitt for them to meet it. All right? So timing of the high blocks. Ready, set, go. All right, guys. So today we're talking about number 2 and 3 on our sheet. For courtesy, number 2 is letting others go ahead of me. So I just want you to think about any time you're getting in a line or waiting to be served something, or waiting your turn for something. It is such good courtesy to not be racing for the first spot, not insisting that you go first, right? The best thing you could do is just wait patiently and offer your spot to someone, or say, yeah, it's all right, go ahead of me. Oh, I don't mind waiting, right? That's a good way to practice patience as well, is letting others go ahead of me. Because remember, we talked about consideration for others means you're thinking about what's best for other people, not just thinking about what's best for yourself, okay? And I tell you what, practicing that kind of courtesy actually feels pretty good, because you can see the smiles that it puts on other people's faces, and it makes them realize that you're thinking about them and not just thinking selfishly. So give that a try, letting others go ahead of you. Also, number 3, looking at people when they speak to me. Think about all the different times during your day that people are talking to you, right? Maybe in the morning, having breakfast with your parents, or when you get to school and the teacher's talking, giving you a lesson. On your way home, parents are talking to you. They want to hear about your day. when you get home, you're sitting together as a family at dinner. One thing that can really help with looking at people when they speak to me is putting our screens down. I'll be honest with you guys, this is something that I really struggle with when I'm at home. I have a tendency to just be scrolling through my phone, and then when someone starts talking to me, I just kind of go, yeah, without putting my phone down, and it turns out I don't listen well when I'm doing that, and I end up going, wait, what were you saying? And what I need to practice is when I hear somebody talking, I need to shut off the screen, set it down, and turn my focus to the person that is speaking to me. So if you spend time watching TV, playing video games, playing games on your tablet or a phone, I would really encourage you guys to just get in the habit of shutting off the screen and setting it down, or pausing your show and turning and looking at the person that's speaking to you, because it's going to help you communicate so much better, understand what they're saying, and make sure you don't miss any instructions or expectations or something that your parents are asking you to do. And then it's also going to be showing them a lot of respect and courtesy, and they're really going to appreciate that. I'm going to be working on that at home, and I want you guys to work on that too. All right, see you next time.